Parents of Cancer children. This is your monthly insight for November. Thank you for tuning in. This is Parental Guidance, the only channel or the only show on YouTube dedicated to giving parents guidance in regards to how to connect with their children on a monthly basis. I have something very concerning that I need to share with you. Maybe it's because my ascendant is Cancer, and so I feel a little attached to this. But the overall energy for the month of November is your child has somewhat of a state of analysis paralysis, there's confusion, and there's an inability to make a decision. And this is critical because Cancer is a cardinal sign, which means they are prone to action. And for this sign to not be able to act in their element, they're in a state of stagnation. This is something that, in my opinion, given the nature of the surrounding circumstances, this is critical for them and for you to undo this before it carries over and snowballs into December. I don't know why I feel the sense of urgency, but I don't want to write it off. And everyone can feel this to leveling degrees, but I just feel the sense that whatever confusion they are feeling, it feels to me very intense and critical, and it needs to be diffused and caught and cared for as soon as possible to kind of help them work it through, so this unsettled, this restless energy doesn't carry them into December. The thing that really caught me off guard is you see that they have the fish card. And they have the fish in the reverse position. Now, based on this picture, it looks like it's in the upright. But when you look at the wording, the word is upside down. So this is how I can tell that this is in the reverse position. And if you read, the background, it talks about feminine energy. And you can pause to read this full thing. But it really caught me because Cancer is a water sign. So, of course, the fish is their thing. And then when I looked at it more, I was like, oh, yeah, it's feminine energy. Cancer is a feminine sign. It carries the feminine energy. And for it to be a water sign, to be a fish in water, and then but still, and then this energy, feminine energy, but it's in reverse. I was like, something's wrong here. This should be your child should be in their element this month. The fact that, this is a feminine sign. Sorry to, flip the card around so much. So I was really confused by that. Like, your child is in their element, but they're not at peace. They're not still within, and that really troubled me. So, I was like, okay. And we went on to the next card, and they have Burgundy. And Burgundy speaks of awakening your child's passion, trying to avoid the glare. And I was like, yeah, okay, it's in the upright. They're connected, they're intuitive, they're in their element, but yet they're not. So I was like, okay, what's up with that? Then we have the Selenite card. And the Selenite card speaks of telepathy and soul connection and peace and tranquility. So I was like, how is it that your child, the Cancerian child, is flowing in a vein, but yet they're not? Like, the essence is some kind of indecision within themselves, some kind of unrest within themselves. Their energy is, their overall vibration is they're flowing in passion and creativity, their challenge, or what they're dealing with, it's maybe telepathy may be their challenge, but really, or maybe soul connection or peace and tranquility, maybe this may be their challenge. But it also feels like they're at peace with that. Like there's no conflict. But then for their emotion, which confirms it, this is the indecision card. But of course, as you can see, your child has the indecision card in reverse. And so it's like, well, if they were indecisive, then that would make sense. But it's like the indecision card says, I use my intuition in all aspects of life. And I'm like, okay, but it's in reverse. So either they're not using their intuition in all aspects of life, or they have peace, but something either external is causing them to question themselves. And that is concerning to me. So that just threw up a red flag. And on top of that, your child, their goal is, that they have, I am brave in reverse. So their struggle may be to realize that they are brave, that they can manifest whatever it is that they need to do. And so I was like, hold up. I'm getting cards that are all confirming each other. And this is the first time this month that I've done this. But I was like, what is up with this? What is causing this confusion? I can't just say to you guys, oh, well, your child is confused this month. I'm like, I need to know why they're confused so that I can help give you some insight on how you can diffuse it. So for whatever reason, and I don't know why or when this happened, but your child may be mentally overworked. Maybe there's something that happened, and I feel strongly, this is something from September. I feel that there's something from last month that has caused them to be, I apologize. Maybe it started in September, but October for sure, because you get it. But this is carried over, and it's just built up where they're kind of burned out, and they've had to make decisions. Maybe they had to make grown-up decisions. Maybe they've had to play a role as an adult, or something of that nature. It's something external, I feel, that has caused them to have to do more, that has caused them out of their, like, this imbalance that they're experiencing in November. So real quick, I just strongly feel that there was something in September beginning, carrying into October, that your child, like I was gonna say, Cancer is a nurturing sign. Cancer is a cardinal sign. So Cancer is very motherly. And like me, having a Cancer ascendant, they take on a parent role. So your child has probably been playing mom or dad or a parent, or advising a parent or an adult or somebody that they shouldn't have had to do this for. Siblings, or take on more responsibility than what they should have. And that's what's caused a mental burnout, where they have this passion, they're still empathic and telepathic and all that good stuff, but they're burnt out and they can't think now because something has just caused them to short circuit. Maybe someone said something unkind to them, and now they no longer feel that they can do what they need to do to function in that cardinal energy. And then I asked further, I was just like, what is this? And if you can see these cards, it just speaks of just taking on too much and not being able to be themselves, essentially. You can see that she's trying to put the puzzle together. She's trying to do more. She's hiding who she is, or she's having to ignore who she is to take on and do more stuff. This kind of confirms it. And again, this is the only sign that I felt the need to do this for, where, you know, they're taking on more than what they should. They're balancing other people's things, and they shouldn't have to do that. So this is a burden. This is heavy, and they should not have had to have done that. Circumstantially, it may have required that, and that's just what it is. But now it's so very important and vital to fill their cup and write this in balance. Please, for the love of God, help your child. Not saying it's your fault, but they really need this badly for whatever reason. For the first week of November, yes, there's 5 weeks in November, but this is fluid. You know, they have the all that glitters card. So they may be attracted to something that looks appealing, but, you know, or a solution that's appealing, and then they have to accept that no, maybe that's not it. Not to be swayed, to take a second look at something before they kind of dive in and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I do not know what that pertains to, but I feel that this is separate from this indecisive energy and this confusing energy that they're feeling. On top of that, they have the breathe card in reverse. Give me a second. No, that's not it. Yep. Here we go. I think. Nope. We'll get there. But in the breathe card in reverse, and I'll put it like that so you can see, hopefully. Can we get it in focus? No. Okay. Well, close enough. This is what it looks like in the upright, and I do apologize that this card just doesn't want to focus. Anywho. Laziness, apathy. Something's gonna wear them out the second week in November, and they're gonna need to be recharged. It's almost like somebody having a tiny breakdown, and this is maybe why I feel a sense of urgency, not, you know, to allow them to get too far. So please, this is urgent. Don't let your child have a breakdown, because I feel that whoever this is for, there's so much anxiety that's built up. They're gonna have a little tiny collapse. Just an emotional sobbing and upheaval, and this could be avoided. You know, it says ensouled, like, you know, a walk in nature will remind you that all life is ensouled and magical. That word will come in play. So just protect them, because they are burnt out. In the third week, they have the round and round card in the upright. And the cool thing is, they may be in the same position, but at least they've learned something from it. They're in a higher place than where they were before. There's some kind of progress made, which is good. And then the fourth week, they're out to sea, and it's in reverse. So it's like they're fighting something. You know, maybe the third week they're looking like, I don't see it. I don't see the progress. And they start fighting like, I should be higher. I should do more. I should know more. I should have more, like more should have been accomplished. And they will start to, and they'll enter this last week like frustrated. And what they're asked to do is to let go. Cast their cares. And if you read the Bible, or if that's your religion, you know, it says cast your cares, for he cares for you. That's what the universe says. That's what the universe wants. Let it go so that things can flow. If you've watched a movie called Something New, there's a line in that movie that says, let go, let flow. That's what needs to happen here. They need to release that frustration that nothing is working. Like they're attached to something, or they see something that looks attractive. Somehow they just burn themselves out. They get it together and they're at a higher position than when they started, but then they're frustrated because it doesn't look good enough for them. You know, they feel they should be higher or better or some further along than what they are, but they need to accept that they are exactly where they need to be and just let stuff happen on its own. So that's what's going on there. Now, the change that they're going to be experiencing is a shift in emotions. Of course, this is it feels like a very challenging, urgent, high vibrational, like anxiety month for them. And like this sign that's talking about, or this card that's talking about progress, this is saying, yeah, you're making progress. You're evolving. Your emotions, where you are. Your child could be going through puberty right now. They don't feel like themselves. It's very possible, but they're having to take on adult things before they're ready, or be more than what they should have in a given time. And, it's natural for you to have a different perspective than you did before, So it's encouraging them not to be frustrated. Listen to your feelings. Your feelings are speaking to you. It's important for you to listen. Ignored emotions only grow louder and stronger. That's what this card is saying in reverse. And then ultimately the solution is time to decide. Your child has to settle and make a choice, and all this will dissipate. And it says, make a decision now so that you can move forward. It's so funny. These cards are thankfully confirming themselves. That's when I know I'm on the right track. Let it go, let flow. Now, how you can help is connecting them to their soul again. And it says, practice good soul care. The quality of our outer life is always dependent on the quality care that we give to our soul. So give that to your child this month. Pour back into them maybe what you've had to borrow. Pour back into them. Reaffirm, confirm, affirm, all of that. Fill their cup because they are depleted. And if you've dealt with something that's dried out and about to crack or fray or anything, they need hugs, healing, quote unquote, lubricant to get them fluid again. Now for you, I love these cards. I just wish they had words on them so I could look at them without having to open the book. But this talks about distance, isolation, and perspective. And when you're dealing with something maybe connected to your child that you've had to have distance from, or isolate yourself from, or take a stance to see perspective and choose and to make a better choice for yourself. What's a better choice for you? Maybe you've had, for whatever reason, it's an emotional thing for you as well, where you've had to have a level of detachment and to gain a better perspective, to get a bigger picture. And, encouragement for you, you have the I am blessed card in reverse. And, maybe, of course, you're just not feeling it right now. I wish I could get this card to focus, but it's not working with me. Sorry about that. But it says, today I'm committed to taking the time to be thankful for all of the amazing things in my life. I will write in my I am journal 3 reasons why my life is so blessed. I will go back and reread these things and continue to add to them. Each day I will count my blessings. I am truly blessed. And so this is encouraging. You're not feeling blessed this month. Something emotionally happened to you that caused you some trauma and depleted your cup. And you're not feeling like everything is okay. But be encouraged. You are blessed. Yeah, that was a setback. Yeah, it was daunting. Yeah, it was emotional. Whatever you're experiencing in the month of November. And sadly, November is into holiday time. And I hate, it becomes commercial. But where families start gathering. And that may be a sore spot for you. For, recent or just in the past up until now. But just know that you have more going for you than what you think you don't. And so I just want to share that with you. I know that this message is long, but given this, in my opinion, the severity and the alert, the spiritual alert that I've been given, I have to do this for you, to give you some tips and some tools on how you can healthily navigate this month of uncertainty and unrest. So I pray that blesses you. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again in December.